Here are my Keen Utility Footwear Logandale Work Boots after 9 months. I work in food service, so I work pretty long days and I go up and down ramps and work on a variety of different surfaces. So these boots have held up for about 9 months and they're, I would say, just about spent. I paid less than $150 for these boots, and my employer gives me a little rebate as well of $100 every year to spend on work boots. So I like to try to get at least a year out of my work boots. This was my first pair of Keen work boots, and I'll have to say on a positive note a few things that I liked about these work boots. First off, the break-in period. These seem to break in nice and quick. There was no like 2 or 3 weeks of pain like I've had with other work boots as they've broken in. So I really like that. Also, as far as surfaces go, the tread was pretty good, especially at first, on a variety of different surfaces, going up and down the ramp when it's wet, and also just wet pavement, different slippery type surfaces. The only thing that they didn't do good on is in the freezers. When you go in the freezers, sometimes the metal floors are a little bit icy, but I've never come across anything that does great on that surface. So if you know of a boot that does great inside freezers with frozen metal, please let me know, because I would love to score a pair of those boots. So these boots, that was the positive. Some of the negative things, though, I will say about them. First and foremost is the laces seem pretty cheap. As you can see, there's just a solid black lace here on this one. That's a replacement. This is still the original lace, but you can see the outer portion of the lace came off, and that came off pretty early on. So I wasn't thrilled with the laces on these work boots, and I wish that they would have actually held up a little bit better. Next, I'll just talk about overall wear. You can see inside the top lining is starting to wear through here, but nothing too major. I mean, that doesn't really bother me. And the insoles have held up very well. So the insoles really on both the left and the right have held up well. But you can see that same wear here, but that wasn't really a big deal to me. This down here, it's kind of hard to see in the picture, but you can see the little lace holder here actually broke, so it's not holding down towards the toe, and that happened at around month 6, so those broke as well. Then we can look at the sole on the bottom and we can see that they are cracked. So they did crack, and that again, that just happened like last month, so that's about the 8-month mark, and you can see the tread has worn off too. Now again, I work very long days, so I mean, compared to somebody that's working like 40 hours a week, I guess you could say hours wise, I'm sure these have held up more than a year's worth of hours. So that, just to be fair, I'll say that about the boots. But you can see here as well, this side is well cracked even more than the other side. Besides the laces, I would say one of my biggest complaints about these boots was these little keepers. So here's these little interesting keepers, and you put the lace around through there to tie it, and it holds it as you tie it tight. Now on this side here, they were very, very tight when I first bought the boots. So early on, after not being able to get my boots off and you'd have to pull the laces out of there very hard, I think that's what damaged the lace on this side, I just took a screwdriver and bent these out slightly. Well, unfortunately, that only lasted a couple of weeks, and then they broke right off. You can see the keeper is gone now. So there's no longer anywhere for the lace to hold here, and no great option for putting a hole in here to keep the boots on the road and keep using them. So what I've been doing is just wrapping the lace, as you can see the groove there now, around the top of the ankle area and tightening up that way. And that actually has worked pretty well for me. But it's just a little bit disappointing. I didn't like how hard these are to get the laces in and out of. And of course, not happy that they broke either, leaving me no option to keep the top tight, which I really need the top tight to protect my ankles while I'm on multiple surfaces. Pretty happy with these boots. Once again, I did nitpick quite a few things, and I pointed out a few major problems that they had, but all work boots do have issues. I had a pair of Red Wings a couple years ago, and the break-in period was really killer on my feet, and I got all sorts of blisters. So I was appreciative that I didn't have that period with these boots here. But I definitely would probably give Keens another try and try another pair of Keen work boots because I did like that. And for hour to hour, even though they only technically lasted 9 months, I think they did hold up well and they performed pretty well on the ramp. So I appreciate that. So for the money, I think the Keens are definitely worth purchasing. Give them a shot if you haven't tried Keens before. I think that you will like them. With that being said, though, I would definitely invest in some good, high quality laces that will hold up for the duration of the boot. What boots do you like wearing? I'd love to hear your comments. Please like my video and please add your comments to let me know what kind of boots that you're finding, especially if you're in the food service industry, but really anything where you're using a ramp or just out there working hard. Let me know what kind of boots are holding up well for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like.